My poor boy Escanor did not deserve that. Oh my god. I'm really sad for him right now because this man, at the beginning of the chapter, he tries to have poems for people. And everybody's like, fuck off, basically. We don't want to hear your poems. And then at the end of the chapter, the person he loves, we know firsthand how much Escanor loves Merlin. She's like, Arthur is my hope. That's sad because we have heard from Escanor, from his own mouth, that Merlin is his son, his hope. But now Merlin says, Arthur is my hope. And I feel so bad for him because this man, he's getting shafted left and right in this chapter. At the beginning of the chapter, this man just trying to sing and all that, talk about how fun it is to have everybody back. Everybody basically doesn't care. And then at the end of the chapter, this man is basically backhanded by listening in and overhearing the conversation with Merlin. So that's sad. Wow. I mean, there's a couple of things I can kind of discuss when it comes to this, and that is the fact that what is Arthur to Merlin? Why does Merlin care so much about Arthur? That's the big question. And ever since Arthur was introduced, it was established that Arthur is very strong, has hidden potential. I mean, at first glance when we saw Arthur first introduced, he didn't seem that crazy. But from what Merlin said, very strong, has a lot of power, and so we have known that he's probably going to be very important to the future. And he's kind of been out of the series for a little bit. We haven't seen him for a good long while. It might have been about, has it been about 60, maybe almost 100 chapters since we probably have seen Arthur. It's been a long time. However, though, with all of these chapters, we knew eventually he would have to pop up and we would have to dive into his character. And it seems like Nakaba-sensei is finally doing just that. Finally giving us more details to Arthur and why Merlin is so attached to him. Now, if you know about famous stories and stuff, I think everybody knows about how Merlin and, myth and stuff and legends, how Merlin is connected to Arthur. However, this is very different from what we could see, because it's like Nakaba-sensei has done a twist to the story. Merlin, from the way she says that Arthur is her hope, it makes me question a couple of things. Is Arthur someone that Merlin loves? Or is Arthur someone that she just wants to protect? Or she knows has a lot of potential? What I'm getting at is let's think about the ongoing theme of Taizai. One of the big things that constantly pop up all the time in this series. Reincarnation. Most likely, if I had to place any bets, most likely Arthur is a reincarnation of someone very important in the past, and that is why she's probably protecting him, why she doesn't want him to die or get in harm's way, because she knows firsthand that he's probably very powerful. And so because of all of that, wait, okay, hear me out, I just had a thought pop up in my head. Hypothetical, okay, so hear me out. Arthur looks a lot like the real Gowther. Think about that for a second. I mean, obviously, the real Gowther, he looked older and all that. But if you look at the terms of the designs and stuff and the way their hair is, I mean, there's slight differences here and there. But what if? What if the reason why Merlin wants to protect Arthur is because he is someone that was the original Gowther? We know, most likely, if we're playing on the original themes of Taizai, that most likely he is a reincarnation. Or Merlin picked him up and raised him like her own son. One or the other. But if I had to place any bets, and thinking about the recent events of Taizai and what has been going on, I can see Arthur being the real Gowther. Hidden potential, reincarnation as a big theme. We know that the real Gowther had some lover in the past, and we know Merlin is connected to Gowther in some reason or some way because of, the Gowther, our doll Gowther. We know there's some form of connection there, and because of the doll Gowther, being modeled after a woman, what if Arthur is the real Gowther? Okay, enough with, theory crafting and stuff. Let's get back to the chapter, though. So, basically, Arthur's very important. And the way you can look at it, the relationship-wise, with Merlin and Arthur, I feel like it's more of a mother and son relationship, and if it's not that, there's definitely something else. I feel like just Merlin cares about this person, probably because maybe he's someone very important, maybe very similar to how Meliodas is. For instance, Meliodas, yes, we know he loves Elizabeth, but he protects her constantly. Maybe Merlin feels kind of similar. For instance, she wants to protect Arthur if he is a reincarnation. There's many ways you can speculate and think about who he may be, or the connection, you know, he may have with Merlin, but overall, I don't think it's technically romantic interest. I don't think it's where Merlin is completely in love with him, so I feel like there's a misunderstanding going on. Now, the big thing here, though, we gotta look at is Escanor in his reaction. This man, we know how he is when he's not in the sun. For instance, when he's in his weakened state, he's very passive, he's kind of like a wimp, and still he has feelings, and I feel like he might want to do something. He might turn into his beefcake praise the sun mode just to do something to help out Merlin. I could see him doing that. I could see him going out of his way just to do that for her because of how much he cares for her. And I could see that. Or he's going to get very upset and very angry and he's going to beat the shit out of Arthur. One or the other. Because, I mean, with Escanor being someone that's a man of pride, that's a possibility, too, so who knows? Maybe it might go that way if Nakaba-sensei wants to take it that direction. Still, I have to say that the chapter does have some good moments here and there. Besides just the Merlin stuff and all that, there's some really great moments throughout the chapter. Like, for instance, the Bond and Elaine scene. That was very adorable, because Bond was just being an angry drunk. He was yelling at people, just saying it like it was. And then all of a sudden, Elaine just like, Bond, stop being an angry drunk! Grabs his face and all that and squeezes him a little bit, and then he just chills the fuck out. That was very adorable, very cute, and it just, I love that type of stuff. Now, as I've said many times, I know romance isn't the main point of the series. I just like how Nakaba-sensei embraces it. He doesn't try to shy away from it. He doesn't try to just throw it under the table and act like it's not there. I like how he does the gradual build-up with romance. We get to see these moments, because not many shonen writers want to tackle this. Not many really want to focus on this type of stuff. They want to wait until the final part of their series to finally dive into romantic couples. And I'm just glad that Nakaba-sensei has the balls to do that and just dive into these characters, set up the romance, and make it actually work and mesh. And I mean, regardless if Escanor doesn't win Merlin at the end of the day, because that is a potential possibility, I just like how he has the balls to go in and actually, at the very least, develop these couples and allow us to see this beautiful exchanges between them, and just how it's not just an action shonen, it's not a battle shonen that's a standard shonen, we also have this romantic drama tag added on. That's another genre I really love and appreciate when I read manga. Now, I know many might not care about that, especially people that love reading shonen or battle manga. They might not give two shits about, you know, romance or anything like that. But a fan of battle manga, but also loving romance, it's just the best of both worlds. And seeing that in Taizai, it just puts a smile on my face, and I can truly just get into the series and enjoy it. So, besides all of that, I think that's about it when it comes to this chapter. I think I've covered everything. I covered the Escanor, Merlin stuff, Arthur stuff, the Bond and Elaine stuff. Oh yeah, Meliodas, that's something I need to talk about. So Meliodas, you can see how close Meliodas is with Merlin, actually, in this chapter. They've known each other for a very long time. We are very aware of this, but just to see how Meliodas was making, like, you know, an excuse for Merlin, like he was saying what was really going on, and then eventually he helped her out when, you know, she was trying to fake it. It just shows how close they are and how long they've known each other, and they know when one is in trouble or lying or whatever, they could kind of read each other. And I really appreciate that little subtle detail with, you know, Merlin and Meliodas' relationship. It kind of concretes the fact that these two really know each other, and it's just stuff like this that makes me appreciate Nakaba-sensei's writing when it comes to Taizai. So, yeah, that's about it when it comes to this chapter. So, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I love you all so much. Please be safe. Chibi out.